Have you noticed? Something remarkable is happening all around us, often in ways we barely realize. Suddenly everyone's talking about artificial intelligence, or AI. It's become the buzzword in offices, classrooms, and even among friends catching up over coffee. It's in the news, on your social feeds, and even at your dinner table. No matter where you turn, AI seems to be the topic on everyone's mind. What once felt like science fiction is now part of our daily lives. Devices that once seemed futuristic are now sitting on our kitchen counters, ready to help at a moment's notice. This wasn't random. It was a perfect storm of innovation that made AI impossible to ignore. Years of research, breakthroughs, and creativity have brought us to this moment. AI started showing up everywhere, creating art that stirs emotions, writing poems that surprise us, and helping doctors diagnose illnesses faster and more accurately than ever before. It's also making our tech smarter, learning our habits and anticipating our needs, often before we even realize them ourselves. It's not just for experts anymore. It's in your phone, your streaming apps, and woven into your daily routines. From the moment you wake up to the time you go to bed, AI is quietly working behind the scenes. When you ask your phone for the weather, get a show recommendation, or use an app that seems to know exactly what you want, that's AI at work, making life a little easier, one interaction at a time. The technology became real and personal, sparking curiosity and conversation worldwide. People everywhere are wondering, how did we get here and what comes next? So how did AI go from a niche topic discussed only by scientists and engineers to a global phenomenon that touches nearly every aspect of our lives? In this video, we'll explore the fascinating history, the groundbreaking breakthroughs, and the brilliant people who turned AI into a force that's reshaping our world. Let's dive in and discover how AI went from headlines to our homes. The dream of artificial intelligence is far older than computers themselves, stretching back to ancient times. Imagine the myths of thinking statues, mechanical servants, and magical automata that filled the stories of early civilizations. People have always been fascinated by the idea of creating lifelike intelligence, whether through myth, art, or ingenious mechanical devices. But it wasn't until the 1950s, with the arrival of the first electronic computers, that this age-old dream began to seem possible. Scientists and mathematicians started to ask a bold question. Could machines actually think, reason, or even learn like humans do? The possibilities seemed endless, and the world was on the brink of a new era. In 1956, a group of visionary researchers gathered at Dartmouth College for a summer workshop. It was here that the term artificial intelligence was officially coined, marking the birth of a new scientific field. The excitement was electric. Many believed that truly intelligent machines were just a few years away. Early AI pioneers brimmed with optimism. They imagined computers that could solve problems, play chess, and even understand language. The future looked bright, and the pace of research was intense. But reality soon set in. The computers of the time were slow, expensive, and limited in memory. Progress was much harder than expected, and many ambitious projects stalled. This led to what became known as the AI winter, a period when funding dried up, public interest faded, and many researchers left the field. Yet even during these difficult years, a handful of dedicated scientists refused to give up. They worked late into the night, refining their theories, building new algorithms, and waiting for technology to catch up with their ideas. These pioneers developed the core concepts in early programs that still shape AI research today, like neural networks, search algorithms, and symbolic reasoning. Their work laid the intellectual foundation for future breakthroughs. In many ways, these years were like explorers mapping out unknown territory. There were setbacks, dead ends, and disappointments, but every step forward was essential for the journey ahead. Thanks to their persistence and vision, the groundwork was laid for the AI revolution we see unfolding today. Their achievements remind us that progress often comes from perseverance through adversity. Big changes, it turns out, often have very deep roots, stretching back through decades of hard work, imagination, and hope. The journey from myth to machine was slow and full of challenges, but it set the stage for everything to come in the world of artificial intelligence. In the early days of artificial intelligence, researchers believed the key to creating smart machines was to write out every possible rule a computer might need. They tried to capture intelligence by painstakingly programming endless instructions, hoping that if they covered enough ground, the computer would seem intelligent. This approach, known as symbolic AI, worked for simple, well-defined problems, like playing chess or solving math equations. But as soon as computers faced the messy, unpredictable real world, the rulebooks grew impossibly thick. There were simply too many exceptions, too many details, and too much chaos for any set of rules to handle. The real breakthrough came with a new idea: machine learning. Instead of telling computers exactly what to do, we could show them examples and let them figure out the patterns for themselves. It was a shift from rigid instructions to flexible learning, and it changed everything. Imagine a child learning to recognize a cat, not by memorizing a list of rules but by seeing thousands of cat photos. The child learns to spot a cat by experience, not by rote. In the same way, AI began to learn from data, not just from code. The next leap was deep learning, a technique inspired by the structure of the human brain. Deep learning uses artificial neural networks, layers of interconnected nodes that process information much like neurons do. This allowed computers to learn complex patterns and representations, far beyond what simple rules could capture. These deep learning models, called neural networks, could now recognize subtle patterns, edges, shapes, even faces, by building up knowledge layer by layer. Each layer learned something new, making the system smarter and more capable. Suddenly, computers could understand spoken language, identify objects in photos, and translate between languages with astonishing accuracy. Tasks that once seemed impossible for machines became routine. This revolution meant that AI could now tackle problems that had stumped researchers for decades. It could solve puzzles, make discoveries, and even surprise its creators with unexpected solutions. The secret was no longer in the code itself, but in the data. By learning from vast amounts of information, machines could adapt and improve on their own, growing smarter with every new example. This was the spark that transformed AI from a laboratory curiosity into a force that would reshape industries, societies, and the way we live our lives. The fire of innovation finally roared to life, igniting a new era of discovery and progress. Now, AI systems could adapt, learn from their mistakes, and even surprise us with creativity, showing glimmers of real intelligence and ingenuity. The age of learning machines had truly begun. From factories to smartphones, from science labs to city streets, everything started to change. That's how AI leapt forward, by learning to learn, and by turning data into intelligence. Imagine learning a language with just one page of a dictionary. Impossible, right? AI needs massive amounts of data to learn, but for years there just wasn't enough. Then the internet exploded, creating a tidal wave of digital information. Photos, messages, videos, articles. Suddenly, AI had endless examples to learn from. This era of big data became the perfect fuel for machine learning. Now, AI could study millions of dog photos or read all of Wikipedia to master language and vision. The more data, the smarter the AI. The internet and big data made AI's rapid growth possible. Deep learning was the engine, but big data was the high-octane fuel. Together, they let AI tackle complex tasks and learn the world's subtle patterns. The digital world we built became the ultimate classroom for artificial minds. That's how data supercharged AI. Even with smart algorithms and big data, AI needed one more thing: powerful computers. Training AI means crunching billions of calculations. Old computers just couldn't keep up. The breakthrough came from video game graphics chips, or GPUs, which could process huge amounts of data in parallel. AI researchers used GPUs to train deep learning models much faster. Then came cloud computing, renting supercomputers online, making high-powered AI accessible to anyone. Now, startups and students could build world-class AI without a giant budget. This combo of GPUs and cloud computing accelerated AI's progress at lightning speed. That's why AI is advancing so quickly today. Imagine if every chef kept their recipes secret. Progress would crawl. In tech, open source changed everything by sharing code freely. Major companies released powerful AI tools like TensorFlow and PyTorch as open source projects. Now, anyone could build on top of world-class software, not start from scratch. This sparked a global community, developers, researchers, and hobbyists all collaborating and sharing breakthroughs. Improvements spread instantly, fueling a cycle of rapid innovation. Open source kept AI from being locked away by a few corporations. It empowered new voices and ideas, making AI accessible to all. This spirit of openness is a core reason AI spread so fast. Collaboration made AI a global movement. AI became real for millions when it started helping with everyday tasks. Your phone's smart assistant, Siri, Alexa, Google, uses AI to understand and answer you. Streaming services suggest shows you'll love thanks to AI learning your tastes. Online stores and music apps personalize recommendations using the same technology. Navigation apps like Google Maps use AI to analyze traffic and reroute you in real time. Even your phone's camera uses AI to recognize faces, pets, and scenes, making every photo look its best. These tools work quietly in the background, making life easier and more fun. AI isn't just a buzzword, it's a practical helper in your pocket. That's why it caught on so quickly. AI became useful, not just interesting. The AI revolution isn't slowing down, it's accelerating. We're moving from narrow AI to systems that can learn many different things, more like humans. Generative AI like ChatGPT and DALL-E can now create art, music, code, and more. This creative power is transforming how we work, learn, and communicate. In medicine, AI will help diagnose diseases and discover new treatments. In education, it could personalize learning for every student. In science, AI will help tackle huge challenges like climate change. But with great power comes responsibility. We must use AI ethically and thoughtfully. The future of AI depends on collaboration between scientists, policymakers, and the public. We're just at the beginning of this journey. The next chapter will be even more amazing. AI's rise shows how innovation builds, slowly at first, then all at once. Decades of research in computer science, math, and neuroscience set the stage. Big data, GPUs, cloud computing, and open-source collaboration created a perfect storm. Each breakthrough builds on the last, accelerating progress. Generative models today exist because of deep learning advances from years ago. As more people use AI, they generate more data and new challenges, fueling further innovation. It's a global feedback loop, users, developers, and businesses all pushing AI forward. For the first time, intelligence isn't limited to biological brains. We can scale and share it instantly. We're still learning how to use this new tool wisely. The wave of AI innovation is still building, ready to reshape our world. The adventure is just beginning.